before the curtain goes up, and the curtain's going up on Leaky Heaven. Leaky Heaven is a lovely, fantastic, wonderful company. I don't think they've done something for a little while, or maybe I missed it, because they're amazing. And this new show sounds like a delightful show. It's got a title, Slap Trip Wack. And I think I said it right. And we're going to talk to some of the creators of this unusual show. Hello there.
Hey, hi. Thanks for having us. Yeah.
Nice. Now, this is, if I remember correctly, this is a shorter show because it's like like the audience cycles through and they can cycle through repeatedly. Tell us about the show. What's going on here?
It's it's a piece that we're doing in collaboration with I guess about 10 artists and a whole bunch of children from the neighborhood where our studio is at the Russian Hall. And it kind of is inspired by we've been working with these kids for the last 3 or 4 years and kind of following their interests, and noticed a couple of years ago that they had an interest in slapstick humor. So we decided to kind of invest in that idea and went down the kind of path of the historical versions of slapstick and came upon the Little Rascals series.
Of course.
It's 200 and what is it? 220 maybe?
220.
220 episodes from that are really 100 years old now, or one section of them, or they began 100 years ago. And these were 20-minute episodes of children kind of involved in pranks and gags and etc. So we've been looking at that and doing kind of recreations of that.
Oh, neat. Because when I was a little kid, I remember seeing reruns of some of them. I don't think they were rerunning all of them because they did span a long time period, and probably some of them they went, yeah, this one probably doesn't translate well. But they were cute little tiny little things with a lot of reaction shots. I remember I vaguely remember a lot of like, oh, as they saw wacky hijinks ensue. So now, did the kids watch the episodes and then pick one? Like, I want to recreate this one.
Yeah, that's a good question.
Thanks.
And we haven't watched too many full episodes with them. We kind of we've watched probably 2/3 of them or so, and we've extracted things that we would see happen time and time again. And because it spanned about 20 years, they would sometimes do the same exact gag in slightly different configuration. So we started to just assemble little series of similar type gags, like two kids wearing the trench coat, or pie in the face, or various types of chasing and hiding and getting kicked in the butt. And so we would kind of assemble little series of clips and show them. And then we started out by asking them to mimic things that we were doing or create slightly different versions of what they saw. So
okay.
As I think you're alluding to, there are things in some of the shows that are quite difficult to deal with, challenging to deal with these days, right? They didn't age very well. So
no. But there was I think there was sort of with one of the Buckwheat, I think his name was, is now sort of racist or in his portrayal, because I think Eddie Murphy used to mock him on Saturday Night Live, sort of tried to take the sting out of that character.
Totally. Yeah. So the characters in the show went through kind of a lot of different phases that were sort of based on, I think, reflective of what was happening in both like progressive and conservative society. And so like Southern cinema owners were really pissed off that there was such Black prominence in the shows, and they didn't want to show Our Gang or the Little Rascals. And then the NAACP went through multiple phases of supporting the show to trying to get the show banned. So
my goodness.
It's a real roller coaster of perception for sure.
Now, the concept of this show sounds quite unique because, again, like there wasn't much of a not enough for a 2-hour narrative in any of these shorts, but you've created like a walk-in experience. Like, how does that work? Are we going to get hit like the cream pie when we come to see this show?
Might. I mean, it's in development. It's a devised piece, and we've been interested for the last number of years in playing with perception as part of the work that we do. Which so we're working on something where the audience is going to have a particular experience in the watching, and then another one where the audience is also invited to take part in making these images and taking part in some of these some of
Wow.
the gags. So there's multiple experiences to be had, and we're basing it kind of the genre of kind of more of a kind of participatory fair than like a sit down performance.
Oh, wild. It's making me think a little bit. There was this European show that came to town where they went through a house and the audience ended up becoming the witnesses of the next audience at one point.
Yeah.
So
What
it,
was that called? Do you remember?
oh, I can't remember. It was down at the Pacific Center. They used the foyer there. And I think they had planned on having it run forever, and it closed pretty quickly. But it was, yeah, I
Yeah,
just
so
remember,
there's something in that, yeah. Sorry.
yeah. No, so is yours, do you have that same kind of quality where you can go from being a witness to being a participant and other people are witnessing you?
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
lovely.
what we're kind of working on that now of how that all functions. But that's the idea exactly, yeah. And then and included the kids that we're working with and the artists that we're working with. So yeah.
Nice. Do you have a splash zone? You should do that. It could be like a sticker. If you're wearing the sticker, it means no cream pie. Oh, but that's how you can sell merchandising. You sell shirts, Leaky Heaven shirts, and that way if they get cream pie on it, right? This shirt got stained at the show.
Collector's item.
Now, was
Yeah.
I right? It's been a little while since Leaky Heaven has done something. Is that correct?
Yeah,
Am I
we have been doing for the last 3 or 4 years. We've been working with kids right around here. We've also had a couple of development workshops of new pieces, and this is now we're doing a large scale work this summer.
That's so cool. Um, so this like do you have like a rotating kid cast? Because how old are these kids? Because sometimes the little ones are challenging to keep them engaged.
Yeah, we're figuring, I think we're figuring that out. We did a week intensive with about 12 youth who live around our studio. And that was super fun. We made like prank popsicles and we did some pie in the face and we did some like two kids in a trench coat and all kinds of we built a merry-go-round that was dog powered. So that was really fun.
Lovely.
And we held something that we called Slapstick School for the last 10 weeks with some of the same youth. And they're a little bit older than if you're picturing the Our Gang kids. I'd say they're on the upper edge of those years.
Right.
But we're really, yeah, we don't know how that's going to go. And we do some of our building and devising outside. So yesterday we had maybe like 6 or 7 neighborhood kids join in and who may join us, they may not, they may
Like,
come.
they're like, what are you guys doing? Right. That kind of stuff.
Totally. Exactly. And they like to get into it and do the same things that we're doing. Like they have no reservations, about coming right in. So that's really lovely, right? They're not afraid. They're not shy about joining in the play.
You must be getting that age group that they haven't yet got that sense of embarrassment. Like they're not teenagers yet where they're like, no, don't look at me. Don't do that.
Yeah, kind of 8 to 12 is what we're kind of aiming at.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, lovely. All right. Well, here's your, it sounds fantastic. It sounds fantastic. And well, let me ask a question and then we'll wrap up. So is this sort of like phase 1 of the show? Like we're trying it out, seeing how that works and then there might be a further development of the piece. Is that, did I hear that correctly?
This is the show. We're in 4 weeks of development right now, and it's running for 3 nights or 3 days at the end of the month. So
Right.
we're full on now and full on.
So this is it.
Creation rehearsal. Yeah.
Nice. Unless you do a remount because it's so popular, and then you're like, well, let's do that one again. Let's
Oh,
find
exactly.
new kids.
Yeah, that's right.
Nice. Okay. And you can come in for like an hour. Like, are we getting wristbands that say, okay, you got to get out, people with orange wristbands, you've been in here too long?
Yeah, so the experience is, we're talking 20 minutes, 25 minutes, something like that. And we're keeping it affordable. So the adults are $15 and children under 12 can bargain. They can bring a toy or an object. That was part of what happened in the Our Gang series. And they can bring that to the door and barter their way in by trading off a live frog or a baseball.
I do recall they were sticking live frogs into their pockets all the time. And even I, watching it when I was a kid, was like, is that good for the frog? How many frogs did they go through in the filming of that scene? Well, cool. Well, here's your chance for you to I'm going to count you in 3, 2, 1, and you're going to tell the people why they have to come to see the show. You're going to do a live commercial. You can trade off parts of it, because of course it's, everyone's feeling the financial crunch and they're like, well, I don't know if I want to spend money on this. And you're going to tell them why they shouldn't miss it. Because I know they shouldn't miss it, but you're right there in the trenches with these kids, creating this show. So you're going to tell them why. Are you ready? You're going to look right at the little green dot on your laptop and sell this show. 3, 2, 1.
So I do it. Okay. So I mean, I think that it runs Friday the 26th and then all day on the 27th and 28th. There's no fixed start time. So you can kind of come as you please. It's about 22 minutes long. So that's, I think, much more in tune with children's interests than adults' interests. There'll be some very surprising snacks and treats that you can buy that the kids are developing themselves this month. So, and like Steve said, it's really affordable, and young kids can come and like trade their goods to get in, just like the original Our Gang.
Wonderful. Do you have another? Can you do a pitch too, Steve?
I think that you'll experience something you haven't experienced before. I think we've got some really great artists working with us, developing a really interesting kind of gizmo that you're going to take part in. And I think it'll be great for all sorts of people to come see, with kids, without kids. But I think it should be a bit of yeah.
It's like release your inner child.
There you
If
are.
you don't have a kid, right, release your own inner child. Well, say the title again in unison. 1, 2, 3.
Slip, slap, trip, whack.
Nice. That's awesome. I'm so looking forward to it. Thank you guys for taking time for chatting with me.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Okay.